Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if it's first time here, hi. Welcome. Today is finally the day where I give you guys the update on all the products that I purchased with you during my Sephora shop with me video that I posted about 2 weeks ago. If you missed that video, by the way, I highly recommend that you watch that one first before this one, just because I feel like it's gonna make more sense. By the way, because you guys love that video so much and I got such a great response from it, I did decide to do it probably monthly. I don't know, we'll feel it out, we'll see how it goes, but I would really love to continue the series to basically shop with you guys and then 2 weeks later give you my reviews on the products that I purchased with you. So I'm thinking for the next one, we could maybe do a drugstore version. I feel like that'd be really fun. So let me know your thoughts down below on what store we should shop at next. But today it's all about the products that I bought from Sephora, and I have been testing out everything very, very diligently over the last 2 weeks. I have all of my thoughts on everything that I purchased, so I'm gonna be sharing that with you guys today. I hope you enjoy it and that you find it helpful. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you have tried any of the products that I'm talking about today, I'd love to hear your thoughts and your reviews. Give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it and do want to see more. And of course, subscribe if you want to join the fam and come shopping with me. And the next time we go shopping together here on my channel. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so I'm gonna start off first with the 2 makeup products that I purchased. To refresh your memory, I did get the Marc Jacobs Brow Wow Duo. This is a brow pencil with a brow pen on one end and a brow gel on the other. And I also have the new Patrick Ta double take cream and powder blushes in 2 shades. We have Do We Know Her and She's So LA. So I zoomed you guys in because I want to show you guys how these products do apply in action. I don't just want to talk about them. So we're gonna start off first with the Marc Jacobs brow pencil, but I gotta take off whatever I have on my brow right now, so hold please. So first, let's do a quick overview of the product. So like I said, this is a double-sided brow product. So you do have a brow gel on one end. This is a tinted brow gel. And then you have the small little pencil on the other. What I do like about this concept and what makes this a little bit different than a typical brow pencil is that it does have that brow gel on the other side. And I do really like having both a brow pencil and a brow gel in the same component because it just makes doing your brows really quick and easy, because after you're done filling your brows, you don't have to spend any extra time trying to look for your brow gel. Everything is all in one place. So it's really great if you are somebody who's on the go and who doesn't want to, carry an excess amount of products with them. This is a great all-in-one product. The shade range in an eyebrow product range is really the only place where I find that some brands do it better than others. For example, I do find that Benefit has probably one of the best shade ranges when it comes to brow pencils. They have like every shade for every hair color, and I really feel like it's quite extensive. But sometimes with other brow ranges, the shades are just really off, and a lot of the times the brown shades especially can lean a little bit too warm, which that can definitely work for some people. But for me, I have very, very cool toned brows. So if I do use a brow pencil that is too warm, it just looks really obvious and looks pretty horrible. So I really love that this shade in particular is kind of the perfect shade to match my brows. It really blends in so nicely. It doesn't even look like I'm really wearing a brow pencil if I do apply it in the right way. So the pencil itself is pretty reminiscent of like the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. It is really nice and fine and thin. And I do find that I am able to get some pretty small hair-like strokes with it, which I do really like. I also really like that the pencil isn't super creamy and it does lean more on the waxy side. I find that because of that, it actually lasts a lot longer on the brows. It doesn't like slip off. So I did find that this particular formula did last really nicely throughout the day. It didn't fade or anything. But how good is that color? You barely even see that I'm wearing a pencil because it blends into my brow hair so perfectly. The one thing that I will say that I don't really love about this pencil is the fact that it doesn't have just a clean, plain old spoolie on it. Of course, it is kind of like a give and take. Obviously, you have a brow gel instead of a spoolie, and at the end of the day, I would prefer to have a brow gel on my brow pencil than a spoolie. But whenever I do my brows, I do pretty much always need to have a spoolie on hand to go through them, because a plain spoolie like this one, this is my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, is so necessary to just run through the brow, to soften the brow product, to make it just look really nice and natural looking. And this is something that I pretty much much always have to do. So that's the one annoying thing about this brow pencil, is that it doesn't have just a plain spoolie on it. So when it comes to the brow gel, I have found that it is quite a pigmented brow gel, especially because this is the dark brown pencil. The gel itself is also a dark brown. So I have actually been really making sure to take off any excess product on the spoolie before I go in to apply it to my brows, because I found that if I don't do that, the tint kind of goes everywhere if I'm not careful. But once I do wipe it off, it just applies the perfect amount of tint and gel to my brows, and it does do a really good job of keeping my brow hairs in place as well. And it gives me overall a really, really nicely defined brow look. Do I think it's worth it to spend $50 on a brow pencil? I guess that would be more so up to you. If you do the calculations, you end up spending like $15 on each product that you get, the 2 brow pencils and the 1 brow gel. So it's not crazy, but it's still a little bit crazy. But I do think the product is good. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, and I don't think you would regret it if you did decide to purchase it. All right, so now let's talk about what I was personally the most excited about in the Sephora order, and that is the Patrick Ta Cream and Powder Blush Duos. So this is what the cream and powder blush duo looks like. The cream is actually covered by this little panel over here, which I do really appreciate, because my concern always whenever there's a cream and powder in the same palette is that there's going to be cross-contamination. So the fact that the cream is able to be protected is nice. So a lot of you guys were actually telling me in the comments that Patrick recommends that you put down the powder first and then the cream on top. So I did a little bit of research and I found the video of Patrick talking about the application of this product, and I was really surprised that he said that he recommends putting the powder first, because we've all been taught that powders always go on top of creams, because often if you do put creams on top of powders, you may get a little bit of pilling and it just doesn't normally mesh very well. So I was really surprised that he did recommend that. So he mentions that by layering the powder underneath the cream, it does create more of a long wearing look, which again is like the opposite of what I've always been taught, which is that powders lock in creams. But I have tried this, and I will say that this method does wear really, really, really beautifully, and I find that the color does last really well. And what I also really like about putting the cream on top is that you're still left with this really nice glow, because every single time I would lock in a cream blush with powder, it would kind of break my heart a little bit, because you're also kind of getting rid of that beautiful glow that a cream blush gives the cheeks. I mean, I'm not wearing highlighter right now. That is all cream blush, baby. But I do think it's the formula of the cream that does allow that technique to be successful, because this cream is not super wet and emollient. Don't get me wrong, it's not a stiff formula whatsoever. It almost feels like it goes down to a powdery finish. So I think because of that, it does mesh really well with the powder blush. So you guys may remember from the Shop With Me video that I purchased the shade She So LA, and I was really, really confused about this particular shade because I thought it was a bronzer. Turns out this is not meant to be a bronzer. He actually mentioned in that same application video that he wanted to develop a blush that was for people who didn't like to wear blush. He wanted something that would instead just give a lot of warmth to the skin, but wouldn't necessarily give a ton of color. And this shade, you guys, is perfect for that type of look. This is what I'm wearing on my cheeks right now, and I gotta say, this has become one of my new favorite blushes, because this particular color really does exactly that. It just gives a lot of warmth to the skin. It makes the skin look super bronzy, but it still adds like a perfect, very natural flush to the cheeks without it looking like you're wearing pink or peach. I also really like this color because I find it sculpts the cheeks so nicely, and it also goes with everything. Brings me to my next point, because I didn't get a chance to try out the coral shade because I was so invested in the nude shades. So I figured I would just try this with you guys on camera and give you my first impression on the color itself. It's going to be beautiful. I mean, I know that already, but we're going to experience this together. So because I am already wearing some blush, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of foundation on a foundation brush and just kind of go over it to try and erase it, which makes me a little bit sad because this looks so pretty, but it's the name of the game. All right, so we're gonna do this using the same technique that Patrick suggests. So we're gonna start off first with the powder. Gonna grab the peachy shade right here. So this is actually quite sheer, which is similar to the nude shade as well. I really am not a fan of blushes that are overly pigmented. I find that they can be a little bit difficult to wear and apply, and they can just go overboard a little bit too quickly. I much prefer something that's sheer like this, that's a little bit more buildable. So for the cream, I have been using a brush with this. You could also use a sponge or even your fingers. I'm gonna go in with just like a synthetic brush here. This is just a little duo from Charlotte Tilbury. And I just pick up a little bit of the cream. Ooh, it's very intense. It's way more intense than the nude shade, that's for sure. Oh boy. What's really good about creams is that they're very easy to fix if they do go overboard. You just gotta take either like a clean brush and just go over it, or you can go in with your foundation brush and go over it that way, and it's gonna do a good job of just softening things, but I think that's doing the trick. So thankfully that was very, very easy to fix, which is always a good sign. You can see though how effortlessly those two formulas went on top of each other. Like I mentioned earlier, it's not a super slippy and wet emollient cream formula, so it doesn't look like crazy intense and wet on the cheeks, and I find that that just creates a very, very flattering effect on the skin. Overall, I really, really do like this product. I love the formula, especially the nude shade. I can't recommend it enough. It's so freaking beautiful. Okay, so next up, let's talk about the Briogeo hair mask that I bought. This is the Be Gentle, Be Kind Avocado and Kiwi Mega Moisture Superfood Mask. So Briogeo is really well known for their Don't Despair Repair hair mask. I love that mask. I find it's really hydrating, and this new guy is supposed to be even more hydrating than that one. And especially because I have been wearing my hair curly more often, I have been needing a little bit more moisture because curly hair is drier just in general, and when my hair is curly, I just want my curls to look very, very defined and hydrated. I don't want them to look dry at all. So I was really looking forward to trying a heavier, more moisturizing mask. And so I used quite a bit of this. I mean, you can see in the tub, there's already a lot missing, and I've only had this for 2 weeks. I pretty much use this every single time I've washed my hair over the last 2 weeks because I really wanted to give it a good shot. So I didn't really find that I found a huge difference between this mask and the original Don't Despair Repair. I don't know if it's just because my hair is exceptionally thirsty, because in the Sephora reviews, there were so many people saying that this was actually too heavy for their hair. So I was like really prepared for some really extreme moisture. Naturally, I am a little bit disappointed, but please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying at all that this is a bad product, because it's not. It still does do a really good job in moisturizing my hair, but I was just hoping for it to be a little bit more. But besides all of that, the smell of this stuff is honestly quite spectacular. I expected this to be a very fruity scent, and it does have some nice fruity undertones to it, but for some reason, the scent of this reminds me of cotton candy. My boyfriend literally said to me, "Why does your hair smell so good? It smells like cotton candy." And I was like, I know. So overall, I'm definitely gonna continue using this product. I do still think it makes my hair feel nice and hydrated. I just really, really wish it gave me that little bit of that extra boost that I was looking for. So next up, we have the Laneige Cream Skin Milk Oil Cleanser. So I've been using this product in 2 different ways. First, as just like my normal everyday cleanser, but I've also been using it as like the main product to take off my makeup, and it is so good, you guys. My mind is blown. This product is so unique, and now I understand why it's called the Milk Oil Cleanser, because this is not actually an oily product at all. So the texture of this actually feels quite milky and moisturizing. It doesn't feel oily. So when I initially tried this and I started massaging it all over my face, I was like, oh, it's not oily, so it's not gonna break down all of the makeup on my face. But I was so surprised when I took my washcloth and I did a little every single ounce of makeup that was on my face, gone. So because this is not oily, you're not left with an oily residue after you're done taking off your makeup, but yet your skin still feels really, really moisturized and plump. It doesn't feel like it's been stripped. If you really have any skin type, you would love this, but especially if you have dry skin, you would really, really love this. You know what? I really want you guys to see this product in use. So when I'm done filming, I'm gonna take off my makeup using this product, and I'll film myself, and I'll insert that clip right over here so you can see how it works. All right, so here I am. Got my Laneige Cream Skin Milk Oil Cleanser. Gonna take out maybe like 3-4 pumps, and then I just start to massage this all over my face. I haven't even taken off my lipstick. I tend to like to focus on my face first, and then I'll go in with another pump and then do my eyes. So then I take a damp washcloth and hold it over my face for a couple seconds. Wipe everything away. This is turquoise, so it's kind of hard to see all the makeup that's coming off, but hopefully you can get a good look. So I'm gonna rinse this and then I'm gonna use that again to take off whatever's left over. There's pretty much nothing that came off that second go around. There's a little bit of black from my mascara, but everything else is gone. It's insane, you guys, it's insane. I didn't even go in first with a makeup wipe. This is just from this one product. Check out my eyes, there's nothing left. There's not even any raccoon situation going on. And I was wearing eyeliner on my inner rim even. All right, so now moving on to my biggest regret from my shopping trip. The Lancer Method Polish for normal to combination skin. Like I mentioned in the shopping video, I had seen so many celebrities rave about this product. I was only imagining greatness from this. I thought I would come out of this with baby skin. This did not give me baby skin. So this is a physical exfoliator. Now, when it comes to physical exfoliators, I really want the little beads to be on like the softer side. I don't want it to be super abrasive because when physical exfoliators are too abrasive, you can actually damage your skin with them. So it's kind of tricky. I don't really like to use physical exfoliators that often, but sometimes I do find that it is necessary to kind of just, you know, get rid of a couple layers of skin. So unfortunately for me, I did find that this exfoliator was a little bit too rough. I do have, I would say, sensitive skin, so maybe this just wasn't, you know, up my alley. However, you know, when I'm done using this, my skin does feel really nice and smooth, but it's not worth the pain. It's just not. And this was also a pretty pricey product, so I just overall really regret purchasing this. Trust me, I'm definitely going to be using every last drop of this, but I don't think I'm going to repurchase it because it's just a little bit too rough for my liking. Maybe I'm just a baby, I don't know. Let me know if you have tried this though, and let me know your thoughts down below. So next up, we have the eye serum that I bought from Dermalogica. This is the Biolumin C eye serum. So like I mentioned in my shopping video, I have been looking for a new eye cream because my under eyes have been reacting really, really poorly lately. I've been getting all these little bumps underneath my eyes and I'm not really sure what they are or where they're coming from. I actually think they may be a reaction from food that I'm eating, or it may just be milia. I'm not really 100% sure, but I felt like I needed to kind of revamp my under eye care. So I was looking for some new products. So this was actually an eye serum that my esthetician recommended to me a while ago. And I just never ended up purchasing it. So when I saw it on Sephora, it kind of just reminded me, and that's why I did buy it. This is a product though that I don't really feel like I can give a pretty solid review yet. I have only been using this for 2 weeks, and I do feel like, especially with skincare products that require a little bit of time to see results, it's really, really difficult for me to say that, you know, it's good or it's bad. I haven't really been noticing any huge differences in my under eyes. I will say that the little bumps underneath my eyes have been a lot better as of the last like couple days. I don't know if it's from this. It may actually be from my diet. I've kind of just been cleaning up what I've been eating lately. But basically this is supposed to be kind of like a vitamin C serum for underneath your eyes. So it is supposed to brighten underneath your eyes and depuff and help with fine lines, but it's not necessarily supposed to hydrate. So I do actually have to pair this with an eye cream to get the moisture that I need for underneath my eyes. So just keep that in mind if you are interested in this product. So anyways, I don't really have much else to say about this, but I will keep you guys updated, I guess, down the line. I'll let you know what my thoughts are after using this for at least a month. Okay, so the last product that I purchased was the Jose Moran Whipped Argan Oil SPF 45 Body Butter. So I bought this SPF purely because the word whipped was in the title of the name. I don't know if I thought whipped cream would just dispense from this tube, but this is not what I would consider to be whipped, and I'm heavily disappointed. When I think of a whipped cream texture, I think airy and fluffy and like soft and pillowy. You know those body butter creams that have that whipped texture? You all know what I'm talking about. That's what I thought this SPF was gonna be, and I thought that it sounded majestic and magical, and I was very excited. This is normal SPF texture. I don't know what Jose Moran is talking about. I will say this is definitely a very moisturizing SPF. I don't know why I put this on my hands. I guess for you guys to see. It feels really, really nice on the skin. It really does feel more like a moisturizer than a sunscreen, which I do actually really like. Okay, Okay, now this is a horrible idea. I did actually put this to a pretty good test. I spent the day in the sun. I was like on a lake, I was swimming, I was just like laying outside. And on that day, the sun was very, very, very strong and I didn't burn. So that's good. So that means that the product is the least effective. So I'm definitely gonna continue using this. I do think it works really well, but I don't think this is gonna be an SPF that I'm gonna repurchase because I don't really find it that crazy different from like my Neutrogena SPF that I typically use on my body. So don't be like me and get sucked in just because this says it's whipped, because it's not even whipped.
You're saying it weird. Why are you putting so much emphasis on the H?
What are you talking about? I'm just saying it. Cool Whip. You put Cool Whip on pie. Pie tastes better with Cool Whip.
All right, guys, those are all of my reviews from all the products that I purchased in my shop with me. I hope that you enjoyed it and found it helpful. Let me know down below all of your thoughts on all the products that I spoke about today. And don't forget to let me know what store you'd like to see me shop at online with you guys in the next one. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's video and subscribe if you are not subscribed already. I would really love to have you be part of the fam, and I'll see you in the next one.